Okay, so I've been holding on to this footage for months now. Actually went out to Helvetia, West Virginia on February 22nd of 2020 to celebrate Fasnacht in real life. In case you don't know, this celebration takes place at Helvetia, West Virginia once a year. So yeah, it's not just in Fallout 76. This is actually a real thing. And keep in mind, just because it happened this year on February 22nd of 2020 doesn't mean it's going to happen that same date in 2021. It could be a little different. I'll have a link to the official Helvetia Facebook page down below, and this will keep you updated on when the Fasnacht celebration exactly takes place. Feel free to give it a follow if you want to stay up to date and go to this next year in Helvetia, West Virginia. But anyways, like I said, I have been holding on to this footage for a while now. Once again, since February of 2020. And the reason why I've been holding on to this for so long because I was literally waiting for it to come back out in game. Because I knew it was going to eventually come back out in Fallout 76. I just didn't realize there was going to be so many delays. Oh well, at least I still have a hold of this footage and I'm still able to provide it for you all. The reason why I was waiting until it actually released in the game though is because I knew it would garner some more attention. Because more people are searching for Fasnacht. And not to mention, more people are also uploading about Fasnacht. So it helps me get in the recommended selection, and it's still in tune with what people are looking for. It's not just some kind of super random video I'm just randomly providing for y'all. But to be completely real with y'all, one of my main goals over me going out to Helvetia to celebrate the Fasnacht wasn't only just to have some fun. It was also to help support this small town. I truly do want to see this town thrive. And that's the reason why I'm about to be showing y'all this really quick that I found inside this building here. During the Fasnacht celebration, this building is used as the Mask Museum as well as like a general store. I think it's typically the postal office because it's also where they get their mail at there. Like I said, this is a very small town, so they don't really have that many buildings to use. They just got to use with what they can work with. But yeah, inside this building here, while I was looking around at the different souvenirs that I could purchase, as well as all the masks they had on display in here, they even had a Deathclaw mask hanging up. But keep in mind, you can't purchase these masks they have on display. They're just for looks. However, you can purchase the souvenirs they have inside here though. But yeah, while I was looking around, I ended up noticing this paper here on this table that talked about Helvetia and how you can donate to this small town to help preserve it and as well as upgrade it. As you can see here, it states, "Please help preserve and foster Helvetia's unique culture with a tax-deductible donation to Culture House Helvetia." It states here that you can make checks payable to Culture House Helvetia and you can mail it to Culture House Helvetia, P.O. Box 10, Helvetia, West Virginia, 26224. You can also use PayPal. All you have to do is log into your PayPal account and make a payment to culturehouse@helvetiawv.com. And you can also use Amazon Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can donate to Culture House Helvetia via Amazon Smile, a website operated by Amazon with the same products, prices, and shopping features as Amazon.com. When you shop on Amazon Smile, the Amazon Smile Foundation will donate 0.5% of the purchase price of eligible products to the charitable organization of your choice. It states here to just go to smile.amazon.com and log into your Prime account, and in the Accounts and List drop-down menu, select your Amazon Smile, type Culture House Helvetia into the search box, and then click select. It states at the bottom here also to maybe booksmart smile.amazon.com in your browser so you always shop there and automatically donate to Culture House Helvetia. You can learn more about this at culturehouse.helvetiawv.com. Like, this is official, guys. I'm not being paid from Bethesda nor Helvetia to promote this whatsoever. Like I mentioned before, I truly do just want to see this town thrive. Just imagine if every viewer here donated $1 to this place. Imagine the chain reaction that we could do for this small town. And heck, I totally get it if you don't have money to just give away, especially during these times. But if you just simply left a like on this video and maybe commented something in the comments section, that'll help this video get out more on YouTube, just because that's how YouTube's algorithm works. The more likes and comments the video has, the better it typically does. And who knows, there may be other people that watch this that will donate to this place to help it out. Of course, that's not mandatory whatsoever. I just wanted to throw this information out to y'all for those of you that may want to help out this place. Another way that you could just simply help out is just by visiting this place around when the Fasnacht celebration goes on in real life. that helps support the town too. Once again though, it only happens once a year. But yeah, now let's go ahead and get into more of the Fasnacht celebration here. I guess first off, I'll just show you all this little music video that I put together over the celebration, and then I'll get more into detail about what all happened and how it all went down. But first, the music video. Enjoy. So, yeah, there's a taste of the Fasnacht celebration for you in Helvetia, West Virginia. It was a lot of fun. And, I was practically on fire trying to get this footage of the Old Man Winter burning. There was loads of people around this fire, so it was hard to get a good shot. So I literally went up into basically the fire pit just so I could get the footage of them burning Old Man Winter. Which, by the way, this thing here is Old Man Winter. It was in the center of the dance floor. But I guess now, let me go ahead and go over what exactly all happened when I went out to the Fasnacht celebration. Well, when I first got there, nothing too much was happening. A lot of people were just still gathering up. The parade didn't begin until later at night. But a lot of people were visiting the restaurant, as you can see here. Look at that line outside of this place. Also, there was a lot of people visiting the Culture House too, which, like I was mentioning before, this runs as a general store, a post office, and as the Mass Museum. This is where you could purchase souvenirs at, or get you a drink or something to snack on. Heck, I believe you can even buy toothpaste from here if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, like I mentioned, this is a very small town, so this town has to work with what they have. So that's the reason why it's combined into like 3 different things. General store, a post office, as well as the Mass Museum. But anyways, if you've played Fallout 76 and then go out here, you're going to realize how good of a job Bethesda actually did implementing this into the game. They added pretty much everything that you'll see in real life into Fallout 76. It is insane. And the town is set up basically the same way too in the game. The only difference really is that it's more compact in the game compared to real life. So for a quick example over what I mean by the game being more compact, as you can see, there's the church on my left, and on down the road you can notice the blue building on the right and the red building on the left. Now, if we transition over to the game, what you'll notice is that it, once again, is more compact. You can still see the church on the left. I know it does look pretty different in game compared to real life, but looking straight forward, you can notice the blue building on the right and the red building on the left. Once again, set up the same way as you would see it in actual Helvetia, West Virginia. It's just more distant, which to me makes perfect sense on why Bethesda decided to make things more close together. It would just be absolutely too much making everything the same amount of distance. as it would be in real life. But yeah, they did a phenomenal job with attention to details in this game. I'll be getting more into Bethesda's work over this sometime in a future video. For now, I'm just going to be going over my experience and what all happened here out at this celebration. I'm sure some of you may be curious, for those of you that enjoy Fasnacht or just are thinking about going to this sometime. So yeah, like I mentioned before, when I first arrived here, people were just gathering in different areas and just chit-chatting with one another. For instance, there was a lot of people going to go eat at the restaurant. There was also a lot of people just checking out the culture house and checking out the different masks and souvenirs that were for sale. Let me clarify that though, the masks are not for sale, but the souvenirs are. And there was also quite a few people just roaming around outside checking out the area. However, the vast majority of people were inside this building right here. And the reason why this place is so flooded with people is because, well, it was cold outside around this time of the year at this location. So keep that in mind. If you do plan on going out to Fasnacht in Helvetia, West Virginia, be prepared for some chilly weather around that time of the year. So yeah, that's the reason why a majority of the people were gathering inside the buildings. Now I will mention, inside this place here where you just see loads of people at, they were selling alcohol in here as well. They did start to run a little dry at the end, I will mention that. So it is recommended to bring your own alcohol when you do come out to this event. But of course, I am not recommending y'all to drive drunk back. There's some dangerous roads around getting to this location. Please have a designated driver if you do plan on going back the same night. There were a lot of people that decided to camp out around this area too, instead of just driving back. But overall, inside this place here, sure, it was jam-packed with people, but it was a great time. And there was some live music going on too, while we waited for the parade to start. A lot of us were just drinking a little bit, chit-chatting, and just listening to the live music. Also, something else that was pretty cool, one of the people that run this Fasnacht celebration allowed me to go up to the second story of this building to get a better point of view with my footage. I just simply told them how I planned on uploading this to the internet to help promote this celebration a bit more, and they just simply was okay with me coming up to the second story to get, once again, a better point of view. This area up here is typically completely off limits. I'm assuming the reason why is because they just don't want mass amount of people gathering up on this second story, because there's not a lot of room up here. And I'm pretty sure it'd be unstable if there was like 50 people up in this one little section. But yeah, just look at all these people gathered inside this building. It was insane. But I have to admit, there were a lot of genuinely great people that came here. It was a lot of fun, guys, I'm telling y'all, especially if you're into cosplay. But eventually, around 8 p.m., someone notified everybody in the building that the parade was about to begin. Actually, let me go ahead and pull up all the scheduled times that took place at this Fasnacht celebration, which you can find the scheduled times on their Facebook page, which once again, I'll have a link in the description to that. I highly recommend liking and following the page if you do plan on attending this sometime in the future. As you can see, once again, this happened on February 22nd of 2020 on a Saturday, and from 3 to 8 p.m. there was an open mic at the Helvetia Star Band Hall, which was that building that I showed you that had everybody jam-packed inside of it. And then from 7:30 to 8 p.m. right before the parade, there was a kids mass judging at the Helvetia Community Hall, and then from 8 to 8:15 p.m. that is when the parade officially started. We marched from the Star Band Hall building to the Helvetia Community Hall, which, by the way, this is the Community Hall. Now, I will mention, inside of this place it looks completely different than in real life, but the outside of this building, Bethesda did a phenomenal job incorporating it into the game. But yeah, this is where we marched to during the parade. And then from 8:15 to 11 p.m. there was a mass judging and masquerade ball at the Helvetia Community Hall. And then lastly, 11 to 11:30 p.m. there was the burning of Old Man Winter. But unfortunately, when the parade did start, it was extremely dark out, so I wasn't really able to get that good of footage of everyone marching, but it was really fun to experience. I highly recommend you all to go check this out if you can. Once again, it only happens once a year. But yeah, when we eventually got over to the Helvetia Community Hall, this is where more of the fun began.
Nasty costume.
This guy right up here next to me is one of the guys that run this celebration, and as you can see, he is directing people into the community hall, yelling out masks and costumes to get people's attention to come this way. And as you can see, there were loads of people who marched in the parade over to the community hall. And not to mention, this guy who helps run the celebration was extremely friendly and helpful to the guests. As you can see here, for one example, he was helping direct people in who had large masks, just to make sure their mask wouldn't get hit when coming in.
Fast and cautious. All right, you have to, my tall friend, you'll have to duck down to get in this building.
Make sure he gets up the stairs, okay?
Okay, that's right. Okay, let's see what you got. All right, I think you're good. I need you to duck down a little bit, okay? Right here. Okay, and the rest of the way you should be good. Go in a little bit. The rest of the way you should be good. You're good. There. You need to probably duck up just a little bit too to get in there. Very nicely done.
He didn't technically have to take his time to do that. I was also talking to this fella, and he was mentioning to me that they were going to eventually need a bigger dance floor because, I mean, as you can see, it was jammed packed inside here. Yeah, so who knows the chain reaction that this video could do. Maybe it will help them generate more money so they can eventually upgrade their buildings. Once again, I would love to see this small town strive. I absolutely had a blast during the Fasnacht celebration. That's why I was mentioning how you can donate to this place, because I knew they were needing some help. I mean, you just don't have to believe me over talking to someone else that was saying that they needed to have a bigger dance floor. I mean, after all, they did have papers around the area explaining how you can donate to help better the area. But yeah, to be real, the guy wasn't lying whatsoever. Eventually, they are going to need a bigger dance floor. I mean, once again, take a look at this place too and how packed it was as well. So hopefully they'll be able to afford an upgrade to their buildings sometime in the future. But anyways, during this celebration out in Helvetia, I actually found quite a bit of people who made Fallout 76 masks. You probably already noticed them within this video, but I saw someone who made a sun mask, an owl mask, a jester mask, a goblin mask, the monster mash mask, the Deathclaw mask that was hanging up in the culture house, and the cultist mask. Quite a bit of Fallout 76 masks that I seen out there, and there were a lot of people out there that played Fallout 76 as well, that just didn't make a mask from the game. But still, nonetheless, it was awesome seeing the Fallout 76 mask out there, because honestly, I wouldn't have even known about this celebration if it wasn't for this game. I had to go experience it when I learned this was a real thing out in Helvetia, West Virginia. But yeah, overall, even though the Masquerade Ball was jammed packed, it was a lot of fun. It was just filled with a bunch of good people dancing around Old Man Winter in the center. And I know what some of you may be thinking, with the amount of drunk people that were here, something had to have popped off, but surprisingly, nothing did. But if something would have, there are law enforcement that are there as well. That's another reason why I don't advise driving back drunk, because they are keeping an eye out for people that are leaving this celebration. Like I mentioned before, a lot of people just camped out here overnight and then left the next day. Anyways, a little later at the community hall, they opened up the downstairs, and down here is where people got to eat the Fasnacht food, which this was the line downstairs to get some grub. Also, by the way, some of you may be wondering, where is the downstairs located at exactly when you get into the community hall? Well, here is an example of me coming from downstairs up to the Masquerade Ball. So yeah, as you can see, it is a pretty tight fit to get down in here. There is another way to get downstairs as well from inside the community hall, but this is one of the ways downstairs where they were serving the food at. By the way, here is what was on the menu that you could order. You can get a bratwurst German sausage for $11. It was grilled and served on a hoagie roll. You can also get it to be deluxe, which the German sausage would be topped with sauerkraut, caramelized onions, and Swiss cheese. And this would make your total to be $15. There was also pork and cabbage being sold for $15. As you can see, there's details about that. There was also grilled pork being sold for $15. And lastly, doner kebab, also known as a German gyro. Now I know these are a bit expensive and there's not much to choose from, but I believe it's all about the experience. If you're wanting to try out some German food, well, here's one of your chances. And I will mention, they were serving free snacks too up at the dance floor as well. So if this isn't in your budget whatsoever, you can just, snack on the free snacks that they provided. And keep in mind, you do have a chance to eat before all of this takes place as well at this restaurant that I was telling you all about that a lot of people were standing outside of. As you can see, here is what inside the place looks like. It's very homey, and they cook home-styled meals inside here. The food is absolutely delicious. I highly recommend trying out this place. Now, however, keep in mind the line is going to be pretty long if you plan on going to eat here while at the Fasnacht celebration. So I also highly recommend to possibly show up a bit early so you can get in here and experience the food before the line starts becoming tremendously long. I mean, as you can see, this place has a very homey vibe inside, and the food once again is delicious. You can also find some masks randomly hanging around in here too, which I thought that was pretty cool of them to stick with the theme of their town and to take the time to hang them up. But yeah, overall, that was the experience of the Fasnacht celebration. Once everyone got done eating and dancing, we eventually went outside from the community hall and started the bonfire. I will say the bonfire was going for quite a bit before we eventually got to burning Old Man Winter. There was just a lot of people chilling outside around the fire, me being one of them. But yeah, there you guys have it, everyone, the experience of Helvetia, West Virginia's Fasnacht celebration. It is a ton of fun, and I highly recommend it to anyone. Once again, this only happens once a year. But that's about wrapping up this video, everybody. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. It would be greatly appreciated if you could take a little bit of your time and leave a like on this video, because that'll help it get more passed around on YouTube so more people can learn about this celebration in real life. And heck, once again, maybe consider donating to this place too if you have the funds to do so. I'm sure the people at Helvetia would be extremely grateful, because after all, it is a very small town. They don't got like the biggest support system there. I'm out of here though, everybody. Thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.